Hi friends, my name is Arvind Kumar and I'm founder of Early Skill. Today I'm at IMT Ghaziabad Center for Distance Learning campus and I have with me Professor Ashok Sharma sir. He is a dean of this campus. And sir, thank you so much for taking out time to speaking to Early Skill. Sir, I request you to please introduce yourself to our audience.
Thank you, Arvind. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to interact with your students. Hello, everyone. I'm Professor Ashok Sharma. I'm a professor of marketing and strategy. The both of these two words immediately recall in our mind, and this is where the entire business scenario revolves around. At IMT Center for Distance Learning, we focus upon the programs which are specifically designed across for working professionals, for students like you who haven't got time to actually go and attend a full-time program. So here we nurture and we create the specific programs which are aligned as per the industry requirements. This is what our expertise is. This is what I, as an individual with around 30 years of experience in different education institutions and through my corporate experience, we bring all these things on table so that the students are really able to develop the skills which are required to sustain in a job, the knowledge which is going to give them an edge, and definitely when you are going through the program, you would be able to develop across a right attitude for being part of any leading organization.
So thank you so much, sir, for detailed introduction and giving the overall view also of the program and the academic. So, sir, one thing comes in a mind when somebody talk about IMT Ghaziabad, whether IMT Ghaziabad alumni or anyone who is aspired to enroll in IMT Ghaziabad program, your institution has a legacy, has a great brand value. So if you can just describe or help our student to understand that what IMT Ghaziabad stand for, how they have created their legacy over the year,
Yeah, we all understand and recall the name of IMT Group. IMT Ghaziabad has been the flagship institution, and IMT Center for Distance Learning is an integral part of this IMT Group. The IMT Group created a specifically Center for Distance Learning. This is specifically targeted towards the students who want to upskill themselves. IMT as a group runs full-time PGDM programs also, full-time management programs also. They conduct trainings and consultancies for leading organizations. And overall, if I talk about our Center for Distance Learning, there are more than 35,000 alumni who have actually passed through the portals of Center for Distance Learning. These all are doing great in their career. In whichever organization you go, you're going to find that there is going to be an IMT alumni who's going to be there. Yeah. This itself is a very big testimony of the IMT standards.
Right.
Standards of delivery of the learning, standards of delivery of the content, and the overall the ecosystem which is there. And in that ecosystem, there is an environment of learning which happens. So IMT is known for that peer-based learning also. It is going to talk about that synchronous and asynchronous learning also, where a student learns from the environmental factors also.
Right.
So IMT actually provides that ecosystem.
Yeah.
Where once a person gets into that ecosystem, he is bound to learn through the entire process.
Right. So, sir, when students start thinking about getting themselves enrolled in PGDM program, and since they are already a working professional, that is the reason they start thinking that while they are working, if they get an opportunity to complete their MBA, that would be the great thing. So should they go for a 2 years full PGDM program, or I believe you have other options also for like 1.5 year and other. So if you can briefly tell us about different program, PGDM program which IMT Ghaziabad Center for Distance Learning offers, that will be great. Yeah.
True. Before answering this query, I would like to educate our audiences. Like, management actually is not just a course. It is a way of life. We always have to manage multiple things. Knowingly or unknowingly, we are managing many things.
Yeah.
Whether it is in our family, in our workplace, in our society, wherever we are living.
Yes.
So, the management should not be just seen as a ladder for a corporate growth. It is something which I see as an essential life skill. So I say it is a life skill because it is going to help you excel in your life itself. Now, when we talk about the learning avenues, in today's scenario, there are multiple learning avenues which are there. There are so many online courses also which are happening. There are so many other options which are there. There are so many videos which are being put across. Right. But the most important thing that the learning has to be a structured learning.
Right.
Until unless it is a structured learning, you would not be able to make sense out of it, and there would not be any personality changes that are going to happen. Now, when I say this structured learning, what does that imply? That means there has to be a starting point where a student's level has to be identified.
Yes.
And then gradually he needs to be built upon those particular blocks.
Right.
So gradually the concepts has to be the basic concept, the fundamental concept they have to build across.
Yeah.
Then you get across onto the application, then you get across to the higher order thinking skills.
Right.
And then we get across onto the application and the creation levels.
Right.
So this has to be structured learning process.
Right.
There cannot be a small capsule which can be there, which a person can have, and suddenly there's going to be some transformation which is going to be happening.
Right.
So this sort of a thing doesn't happen actually.
Okay.
So that is why the structured learning process is very important. And as a student, we need to first of all really identify whether the institution where I am going that is following this structured process or not. If it is a structured organization, definitely you are going to get benefit out of it. If it is not a structured organization, then definitely there are going to be challenges you are going to face. And after some time, you would be able to find that what your expectation is or what your expectation was, and you were not able to get exactly what you are looking forward for. So there is going to be that actual and expected gap which is going to be happening. Yeah. Now coming across to which course, whether it is going to be a 2-year PGDM course or a short-term course which might be, let's say, a 15 months PGDM executive course which might be suitable for any person. Overall, the difference between both of the program is if you are a working professional with more than 5 years of work experience, that means you already have been doing a lot of managerial tasks.
Right.
So since you already are doing a lot of managerial tasks, so it makes sense for any person to get into that 15 months program. So where you would be actually going through the courses and you would be able to develop your skills in those specific areas where you really want to have. But if you're not having the work experience, in that case, it is advisable you go in for a PGDM 2-year program. So that in first semester, you would be able to develop your basic fundamental concepts and have a wider horizon. And then later on, you can decide which of specialization you want to really get into.
Right.
But in case of an executive program, you already are working in a specific domain. So that we assume, like say you're working as an operations manager in any of the organization.
Right.
That means you already have got a basic understanding of the operations.
Right.
Or you are a business analyst or a data analyst or a simple programmer or a simple executive, sales executive, marketing executive in any of the companies.
Yeah.
That means you understand the basics of sales and marketing. You understand basics of data, what data is. So you need not to spend your energy and time in learning across onto this, so then it is advisable you get across onto those executive programs.
Right.
Right. So again, depending upon your learning aptitude and the way you want to build across
Right.
your learning path, so you have to decide like which program is going to be better for you.
Got it. So, sir, this is a very interesting questions comes in my mind that all the students, or rather most of the students, are working professional, right? So, one that they have a limitations of time in terms of attending the classes, and that is the reason I believe they are attending the classes over the weekend, right? But every individual have a different capability or different level. So when they are getting enrolled and becoming a part of one batch, how you identify the level of different student and how to help them so that they will be coming parallel to the other student who are probably one step or two step ahead them.
You have very rightly pointed out in the scenario where we are operating,
Right.
there is going to be very wide gaps and differences which are going to be existing.
Right.
One person who might have done graduation, let's say in arts,
Right.
there could be another person who is a BTech,
Right.
a person from a technology background.
True.
Both of them, they have got their own functional areas, they both have got their own aspiration, and they understand that the management is something which is essential for their next level of growth.
Right.
So once they get across into the program,
Yeah.
very first thing is like the entire program is designed in such a way that the learning effort is minimum.
Okay.
Why I'm saying it is minimum?
Right.
That the study material that we have designed across is in such a way that it can be very easily understood by any specific person, whether he is a person from an arts background or commerce or any other area.
Okay.
So that means that particular process of learning through the self-learning material which we have developed on our own.
Okay.
This is our copyrighted content that we have created.
Okay.
Keeping in mind the learners from different varied programs. That is the first thing. Second thing is like there are going to be different learning levels which are existing.
Yes.
So that means if I'm going to have a class where I'm talking about very basic, so that might not be make another person interested. Now here, while we are taking the class, our emphasis is on the application of the concept rather than only describing what the concept is.
Got it.
So the application when we are talking about, so the application is same across the different domains, and everybody, whether a person is a technology graduate or an arts graduate, he would like to understand the applications. So when that application of the concepts comes into being, then it becomes a level playing field for everybody.
Yes.
And depending upon his past experience, the person is able to comprehend and give a viable solution that where this particular concept can be applied for.
Yes.
So for a technological graduate, there are going to be different set of cases and the problem which are being defined, which we say the higher order thinking skills.
Right.
So those higher order things are going to be there, and there are going to be the standards cases which are also going to be there. So everybody is able to actually think across. When we're talking about the management program, the most important is that we should be able to come out with different perspectives. Right. So my thinking wavelength needs to be expanded. Right. So depending upon wherever you are starting, you would start thinking in that particular pattern.
Okay.
And there is a lot of flexibility which is existing within the program. Okay. Like as you already have pointed out, the classes are being scheduled on the weekends. so that a person can earn while learning also.
Yeah.
So his job and his learning can go hand in hand.
Yeah.
The recording of those live classes are also available.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, like while you're attending the class, you are not able to understand a concept. You can again revisit that recording, and mind it is recording of a live class.
Yeah.
Where the students are also putting the questions, the faculty is answering those,
Right.
and those are again put in terms of recording in front of a person. It's not a predefined recording which is there. So that's a separate thing. So here it is the live classes which is there. Then there are going to be the groups which are existing of the students.
Right.
So they themselves discuss with each other and they themselves try to solve the problem.
Right.
And there's a lot of flexibility in terms of assessments also.
Okay.
If I'm a working professional, I can create my own examination date sheet. So I can decide I want to appear on one paper on Monday. I want to appear on one paper on Wednesday. I want to appear 2 papers on Saturday and Sundays. So I can create my own date sheet. I can decide which subject I'm going to appear on that particular day.
Right.
It's not that there's a fixed date sheet, that there's a statistics, so you need to have statistics on Monday itself. No. You can decide that I would like to have statistics on Saturday. Right. Somebody else would like to have the statistics on Monday. Somebody would like to take the marketing paper before any other subject. So that means this is a complete flexibility, and not only day wise, during what time of day. You can have it in morning, pre-lunch or post-lunch session.
Okay.
So everything is flexible. So in order to ensure that there can be that inclusivity which is going to be there for the working professional.
Right. So sir, this is becoming very, very interesting, and why I'm saying this, that IMT Ghaziabad Center for Distance Learning curriculum is simplified so that student coming from whatever background, whether they are art background, commerce background or science background, any one of them can easily understand this curriculum. That is one.
Yes.
Second, since most of these people are working professional, so classes has been designed for the weekend only, so that they will have a time to attend these classes. There are a lot of assistance students are getting on their project work, so that has also been simplified. And on top of it, this is really even surprising for me, that student will have an opportunity to schedule their own exam. Though this is probably, I have heard it very first time. So it's clearly indicating that IMT Ghaziabad has been thinking a lot for their student, how to make their life easy, considering they're busy throughout the week doing their job. They're into different profession, they're working with different organization. So it's amazing program for anyone who is looking to complete their MBA while carrying on, or while working, or without disturbing their earning livelihood and all. So it's an amazing thing. But sir, one more thing comes in my mind, that this is becoming interesting. So more and more students would like to know that what is the process of getting enrolled in IMT Ghaziabad PGDM program. So if you can explain the enrollment process, that will be very helpful.
The enrollment process is very easy.
Yeah.
Keeping in mind the constraints that the working professionals already are having across. So like the IMT Center for Distance Learning, they can visit the site. They can connect with any of our counselors.
Yeah.
They can connect with any of our partners as such, who can help them in understanding the intricacies of the program. First thing is a person understand that I want to do a PGDM program. That's first step out of it.
Yeah.
And second thing is that there has to be that hand holding which is required.
Yeah.
When you're getting into a distance learning program,
Yeah.
So definitely your learning experience would be different that of a full-time program.
Right.
So in the distance learning program, with a lot of flexibility, also there's a lot of responsibility which comes in between. Yeah,
Right.
So here we are going to have, there are going to be our counseling partners. They handhold the student and ensure that they are able to take them through the entire journey seamlessly.
Got it. Yeah.
So they can visit our site, they can connect with the counselors, they can put across their queries, and there are multiple modes through which they can be connected.
Right. So, sir, these programs, since we are saying that student can easily perceive these, PGDMA program while they are working. So, in a way, it has become, work integrated learning, because one side they are working with their respective organization, on the other side they are completing their 2 years MBA program, which is very, very important. It's going to help them a lot in their career going forward, right? But sir, one question comes in their mind, that they have not completed this MBA by doing the regular class, in a way they have done it through a distance learning, right? So how, there is a difference between a certificate of a guy who has completed through regular classes and a student who has done it through a distance learning. What kind of difference you see? Because there is always some doubt in student mind that probably my certificate have not the same validity or power which a guy who has completed through a regular classes or regular program, a classroom program. Yeah.
This is a very big misconception which is there.
Okay.
Now, the government of India, UGC, has coming out with several notices in this regard.
Right.
In which they are clearly stating that any of the degree or diploma that a student has earned
Right.
from any of the approved institutions,
Right.
that is equivalent to any regular degree or diploma that he would have earned across. Right. So that means a person, if I say he has done a regular PGDM program or if he has done a distance learning PGDM program, they both are equivalent by law.
Yeah.
No, there are a lot of these sort of misconceptions and statements which are given by different institutions because of their different vested interests, and they want to create a confusion into students' mind.
Right.
If any student can go to the UGC site,
Yeah.
and they can really look forward, there is going to be that notification which is clearly stating
Yeah.
that for whether you're applying for a government job or any of your higher studies or any of the places wherever you want to do.
Right.
So the degree or diploma from any of the distance learning institutions stands equivalent.
Okay.
So this is the legal status.
Okay.
So available online everywhere, UGC has been notifying that it is equivalent.
Yeah. So, this is a big statement. This is a great clarity. So from today onwards, no one should have any confusion related to their certificate which they have got by doing the distance learning versus someone has got through regular classes. So that's why I wanted to ask this question from directly Dean of this Center for Distance Learning, IMT Ghaziabad, and like Ashok sir has clarified that there is no difference whatsoever. Both the certificate are equal, they are equally powerful and equally accepted by anybody in the market, whether it is your employer or any other organization or any other, even the government organizations. So it has been very clear. So guys, this is opportunity for you that you have to hear it very carefully, because when head of a university or head of a academy is give you all the clarity, it's like become a testimony. You can just believe them, because they are the one who has have a legacy in this space, in educations, and IMT Ghaziabad Center for Distance Learning have a legacy of last 3 decades. Like Ashok sir was emphasizing that they have already over 35k alumni. So sir, one more thing I wanted to ask, that when students are scheduling their exams, right, and exams are completely online, right? So after completing their exams, what about the results, whether it is a semester wise or the final exam? What is the total time when they will be able to see that what kind of a score they have made, how they have performed, and also how they get the clarity about it?
Okay, like the assessments are done at 2 levels.
Okay.
One thing is the continuous assessment.
Yes.
This is again as per the government's law.
Right.
There's a continuous assessment and there's an end term assessment which is happening.
Right.
So continuous assessment means there are going to be, during the course, there are going to be certain assignments that the student has to submit.
Okay.
All these assignments have to be submitted online.
Yeah.
Similarly, the end term examinations are also being conducted.
Okay.
So those end term examinations are also computer based tests, CBTs we say them.
Yeah.
Okay, na? So already we have talked about that you can devise your own schedule for that.
Yeah.
So once the examinations are over, the results of the semesters are being declared.
Okay.
Okay, na? Now, one of the best thing in this distance learning program, because the Government of India distance learning regulation program itself says that there's no concept of any year back or a semester back in this.
Okay.
As a working professional, you yourself can decide that for the first semester, if there are 5 subjects, I want to appear in 3 subjects. Then 2 I would be taking later on.
Okay.
So that means you have taken 3 subjects, so your score is going to be there.
Right.
And you move to the next semester.
Okay.
So then again you can pick up the subject that you want to attempt and then you can move to the next semester.
Right.
Yeah, na?
Right.
So there isn't any concept of an year back or a semester back.
Right.
You can go across your programs.
Right.
For a 2-year program, there are plus 2 years which are available to the student.
Right.
So he can complete his program within 4 years.
Right.
Yeah, na? So he can decide his own learning pace.
Right.
He can decide where he is going to have his emphasis upon.
Right.
Yeah, na? Depending upon his engagement, suddenly there is going to be, let's say, some international posting might be happening, some other difficult posting might be happening.
Right.
So like he finds that I'm not able to devote time, let's say, for next 6 months.
Right.
So no issues in that. So you can continue your program. So your program is already active for the entire 4-year durations.
Okay.
So you can pick it up and choose like when you're going to decide
Right.
what examination you're going to appear, and you can be through with that.
Okay.
Na? So the mark sheets and everything are available. The credits are there with him.
Okay.
And he can accumulate those credits and he can take advantage out of it.
Got it.
Yeah, na? Got it. So this is what the NEP 2020 is also propagating.
Sure.
Yeah, na?
Sure.
And they're also really highlighting that if you want to, like as a nation, if you want to be a superpower,
Yeah.
so that means my students, they need to skill themselves.
Yeah.
They need to upgrade themselves.
Right.
And while upgrading, it is always desirable that you need to earn also and learn also.
Right.
So simultaneously, both of the things can be done. So in the program, there's emphasis on development of those specific skills.
Right.
And you all understand that the skills are the building blocks.
Right.
The corporate look forward for those skills. So you have to develop those skills, and end of the day, you would be bringing a lot of value to the corporate where you are entering.
Right.
And that itself is most important. And otherwise, whether you go in for a regular or a distance or whatever it is.
So Ashok sir, it was really insightful conversation. I'm sure it is going to give lot of clarity, rather absolute clarity to anyone who is looking to enroll in PGDMA program while they are working with any organization. and I'm sure that IMT Ghaziabad Center for Distance Learning is the best option for them. And if any further questions come up from the student, we'll come back to you again, and we'll do another round of discussion on this. So thank you so much once again for your time. It was indeed a pleasure interacting with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Arvind. Thank you very much. And to the entire team of Early Skills, because you people already are working across on the development of skills. And this is the next level where we want our students to be achieving. And this is what, as a nation, we are looking forward for. That means if we need to be a developed nation,
Right.
and everybody in the world need to see to us with the pride. So in that case, our students, our learners, they need to develop themselves, skill themselves, and then bring across a lot of value to the nation.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Arvind. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.